Dude, I'm thinking about, like, if it gets, like, I just know how things go viral now, and I just know if that thing, like, even came from, like, the rafters or bounced and just slapped me right in the face, I'm kind of thinking that the W is starting to have some beef with my comments, but I also have to say that more than 95% of the population who watches the WNBA agrees with me. Say, well, the WNBA fined me for...
No!
That would be what I'd be known for life. So I was just trying to protect all of our images. And yeah, break a fucking nose. What the hell?
Yeah. Do we know if I should know this, but did they fine the person who threw it or not?
Sophie Cunningham just got hit with another WNBA fine, but this time, it's for defending Caitlin Clark. Yep, a $900 penalty for standing up for a teammate after she took a shot to the eye. But here's what's wild, this isn't Sophie's first run-in this season. In fact, this is part of a bigger pattern that's actually making her more famous. So, why is the WNBA handing her these fines, and why is it backfiring so hard? Let's break down how each fine is turning her into one of the league's loudest voices. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. How can a single comment on a podcast end up costing a player $1,500 but also bring in thousands of new followers? That's exactly what happened when Sophie Cunningham dropped the first episode of her brand new show. She sat down, mic in front of her, and started talking about officiating in the league. It wasn't a rant. She pointed out the good calls first, gave credit where it was due, and then mentioned the inconsistency she had seen as a player. You'd think that kind of balance take would slide, but nope.
Then I tweeted, like, I was low-key joking, and I think people, like, I was like joking but serious, but like more joking than serious. I'm kind of thinking that the W is starting to have some beef with my comments, but I also have to say that more than 95% of the population who watches the WNBA agrees with me. The bounce that thing had, if that smacks someone in the face, you know that that's going to be plastered everywhere. And if it didn't hit, if it came from the top, I didn't even feel good about that.
A league notice shows up, and she's hit with a fine. For most people, that's frustrating. For a WNBA player making around $60,000 a year, that's a big chunk gone overnight. Imagine watching 2 weeks of your paycheck just disappear because of something you said in a 20-minute conversation. But here's where it got interesting. As soon as word spread, fans started chiming in. Some called her too real for the league. Others said this is the exact kind of personality the sport needs more of. The clip started getting shared around, and the reactions turned into debates. People were arguing in the comments, defending her right to speak freely, while others felt the fine was justified. It was the first real spark of what's turned into a running theme for her season. Instead of shying away, she leaned in. The fine didn't silence her, it almost seemed to flip a switch.
Dude, I'm thinking about, like, if it gets, like, I just know how things go viral now, and I just know if that thing, like, even came from, like, the rafters or bounced and just slapped me right in the face. Say, well, the WNBA fined me for...
No!
Dude, they fined me $1,500. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is just the beginning. I was like, you're kidding.
She posted more, spoke more, and let people see that she wasn't going to be the quiet, scripted version of an athlete. And as it turns out, the next fine she got didn't come from a game, or from something said into a podcast mic. It came from a 15-second TikTok clip that blew up way bigger than anyone expected. How does a 15-second lip sync end up costing $500 but also pull in over 1 million people watching? That's what happened when Sophie Cunningham posted a TikTok using Sabrina Carpenter's Man-Child. It was lighthearted, no rant, no shade, just her mouthing the words with a smirk like people do every day online. Somehow, the league decided it was worth a fine. No warning, no explanation the public got to see, just a notice and another dent in her paycheck. Sophie didn't post some long apology. Instead, she fired back with a sarcastic post that made her followers laugh and showed she wasn't going to change her style for anyone. That clip hit 1.3 million views fast, and her following jumped overnight. People who had never seen her play were suddenly in her comments, calling her their new favorite athlete.
That's
Honestly,
electric.
dude, it's funny.
Yeah,
like, don't get me
You
wrong.
had a response.
It's hilarious. So there's actually been 3 dildos that have been thrown, which is insane. All green. And I was like, hey, like, this is gonna be a thing. Like, we can.
Well, I saw that
we
they
can talk
offered.
about this.
You're not allowed to talk about this, so you probably can't even respond to what I'm going to say. But there were betting lines for the next colored dildo thrown on the court at a WNBA game.
Then came the game against the Connecticut Sun. Late in the matchup, Caitlin Clark took a poke straight to the eye in a scramble and then got shoved while trying to recover. It turned into a tense moment, players crowding in, voices raised. Sophie stepped right in with a hard foul of her own to make it clear their rookie star wasn't going to be pushed around. Afterward, she had a short but sharp message: "Mess with our star," and let the rest of that sentence hang in the air. The WNBA hit her again, this time for $900. What made it sting even more was fans pointing at other plays from the same week that got lighter punishment despite looking worse. It started feeling less like rule enforcement and more like selective targeting. That shift was big.
Come here, Soph, I have to talk to you. And this was in like front of everybody. And I was like, what did I do now? And she just smiled and she goes, hey, they're going to fine you again. They're like, I was like, I even told them, I even credited them that their job was hard.
And people could like bet on the number. Yeah. And it was like sunset rainbow, like plus like 50 grid or whatever. Yeah. And I guess green is just like the go-to now. So I agree
Or
with you.
like, I wasn't even thinking about my ankles. I was thinking about like, if someone threw that thing and like, first of all, the bounce, that would be what I'd be known for life. So I was just trying to protect all of our images. And yeah, break a fucking nose. What the hell?
Yeah. Do we know if I should know this, but did they find the person who threw it or not?
She wasn't just the player willing to poke the rules for fun. Now she was the teammate willing to pay to protect her people. And with each fine, the league didn't quiet her, they made it harder for any. Every single fine that was supposed to shut Sophie up has done the exact opposite. Each time the league tried to quiet her, her name got louder, her following bigger, and her influence stronger. Fans aren't just watching her games now, they're watching her every move online. So here's the real question. Can the WNBA adjust to a time where players being unapologetically themselves brings in more fans than polished PR statements? Or do they keep fighting it? Let me know what you think. Does Sophie's rise prove that speaking out is worth the risk, no matter the PR?